Okay, my name is Paul. I'm over 40 years old and not done yet. As a matter of fact, I'm just starting. So this is episode 2 of what my most stressful time was in my life after 40 years old. The most stressful time, the time where I had the most doubts in my life and stuff like that. So we're at a point right now where I said that I grew my business just about to where I was able to pay my bills, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. So within 2 years, I grew my business to a level which allowed me for 1/3 of my income to pay my bills, 1/3 of my income to be for taxes, and 1/3 of my income to be completely saved or invested or whatever I wanted to do with that. That was just my business income, my physical business income that I discussed in the first episode. Now, as all this was going on, I was also trying and working and trying to build a YouTube channel and then another YouTube channel. So I started a YouTube channel exactly at the time that New York had its COVID lockdowns. I was locked out of work. I wasn't making any money. I was like, shoot, I got a family to support. If I can't leave the house, what am I supposed to do? So that got me. I was always techie. I built my own computers. I liked gaming. I liked a lot of different things and just working things out with computers and stuff. And I tried multiple channels before, but I was like, something I always tried to talk about something that was trendy and a lot of people wanted to watch, not necessarily what I liked and what I was passionate about. So I was like, something, screw it. We're not going with the trend. We're not going with anything else. And I always was interested since like 1990 in NBA and in basketball. So I started a YouTube channel about NBA and then another YouTube channel about NBA, but different setups. One talks about history of the NBA and what happened before the 2000s, and the other one is more of like current stuff, commenting on current things going on in the NBA and commenting on what certain commentators say and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did. When I came to Texas, my YouTube channel, the first one that I started, I didn't have a second one yet. The first one that I started had maybe 3,000 subscribers. I was just monetized. I wasn't really making any money. It was very, very minor. And I was making maybe one video a week, not much more than that. So I tried to grow this channel. It didn't work out as much as I wanted to. I did only one video a week because the channel was very heavy on editing. So I had to edit each video I posted very heavily, and it took hours and hours of work. And I was like, shoot, I got to find a way to grow this kind of a channel easier, without all this editing, that I could just sit in front of the camera and talk without showing, game footage and all that. And I was like, I tried to figure that out. So that first channel, I switched over kind of to posting shorts instead of long form content for a while. And that channel blew up to like 46,000 subscribers really quickly, mostly because of shorts. Then the second channel I started was exactly 2 years ago, 2 and a month, which was in June 2024. That was the second channel that I started. So I started the second channel, and the second channel was also NBA focused, but it was NBA focused, a talking head channel. So I'm just in front of a camera talking about what I want to talk about that certain day, and I post daily videos every single day, 2 times a day, 2 videos a day, sometimes 3, on occasion 4 if I really have the idea for it and stuff like that. So I grew both of those channels. One went to 46,000 subscribers, and the one that I have for 2 years now grew now to over 24,000 subscribers. From both of those channels, I'm about to cross over $10,000 in a month. I'm not saying I'm gonna have every month over $10,000, but this month might be over $10,000. That's what kind of money is possible with YouTube. So I have my business, which I'm still working on and growing and doing my work, my physical work, providing the service for people. And then I have these 2 YouTube channels on the side as well, bringing me income. So it definitely helps a lot, because I feel in the back of my head that I have money coming in, I have more than I need, and I'm kind of safe that way. I'm the only provider for the family. My wife just takes care of the kids. If she wants to buy something, spend something, she's got access to money. She can do whatever she wants to do. But until I got to that point, because I was the only provider in my family, it was very, very stressful. And the move from one state to another, and the unknown, is the business going to work out? If it doesn't work out, and I face a decision which might possibly force me to go back to New York, can I do that? Like, am I going to be able to do that? Or is it something that I can't do, and I gotta work something out where it has to work? There is no other way. It has to work. So I was putting in, time all the time. My life completely changed. I used to like, watching reality shows sometimes, and a lot of sports events, and a lot of binging shows and things like that. I don't do that anymore. If you want to achieve success like that, you can't do that anymore. You got to put the time in. A lot of people don't want to put the time in, and they want to do their 9 to 5. They want to, earn enough money to have, let's say, what I have coming in at this time, but they can't do it from a job. You have to have a high-level position to make a lot of money in your life as an employee. And it's very rare to have that kind of a high position in any industry, that you can make money where you're comfortable, where you're paying your bills, you have a lot of money to invest, you have a lot of money to save, and then you have extra money that you can spend on other stuff. So it's definitely, it was a very tough, scary, humbling time for me, but it also taught me discipline. It also taught me the skill of survival, the skill of dealing with setbacks, because there was plenty of them, believe me. I had days where I was like sitting there in the beginning, before my business grew, those first 2 years, I was like, shoot, we got bills to pay, we don't have the money, and I don't even have jobs lined up. What am I going to do? And it always, I don't know, I believe, I'm a Catholic, I pray and all that stuff. I'm not crazy on going to church, but I do. But I always, for me, I always left it to God. I was like, God, just watch over me, watch over my family, just make things work out for me. However they're going to work out, just make them work out. And for some reason, He always did. He always made things work out for me. Whether it was the minimum just to pay my bills or whatever it might have been, He always made it work. So I always gave it to God, and I was like, I'm not going to worry about this. Let's go. You say you're not going to worry about this, but you still worry. It just works that way. That's what it is. So it's tough. It's tough to live like that. And it was, like I said, a very humbling time for me, and a very stressful time for me, and maybe not so much my wife and my kids, because they maybe, my wife maybe knew what I was dealing with and saw me stressed out on occasion and things like that, but she didn't have to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? She might have dealt with it a little bit, but not to the point that I had to, because I'm the provider. I'm the head of the family. I'm providing for my children. I got to make sure they have a roof over their head. They got healthy food, not just any garbage food that I can afford. I want healthy food for them. I need electricity, I need water, I need this, and I need to stack up my savings so I can actually buy a home for them, so they can grow up in their home, not somebody else's home. That was always my goal. And right now I'm at a point where I'm getting to a situation where I'm going to be able to look for a house. I'm already driving around looking in areas that I wanted to live and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be able to purchase one probably within a year. And I'm gonna feel comfortable purchasing it, and I'm gonna purchase a house, not a house that I can afford, but a house that almost my dream house, with a lot of land around it, couple of acres, a nice decent sized house, probably brand new. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And it's amazing to feel that way. And even though I'm in this kind of situation, I'm still feeling fear. I'm still feeling like I'm not doing enough. I'm still going through that process of what I can improve, what I can do. So knowing that even at this level, which is a tiny little level compared to some people that have achieved success, I'm still worried, but I decided to start this channel to kind of share my thoughts, share my opinions, share my experience, and tell you what I had to go through and what I did to to at least get to a situation where I'm not worried about my money. I'm not worried about money coming in. I have multiple streams coming in, some from the business, some from YouTube. I have a book published on Amazon, which you can purchase. So I'm working a couple of different things, but I'm constantly working. But I'm not overworking myself. I don't feel like I'm overworked because I do what I like to do. That's a big difference, if you know what I mean. So I just wanted to share that because this kind of describes this very scary time in my life with a lot of doubt and a lot of fear that I had to deal with as well. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I left out a lot out of this story that a person just listening to it might be like, okay, but what happened with this or what happened with that? Ask me questions. I'm gonna answer your questions, whether in the comment section, right underneath your comment, or maybe I'll make a video about something if it's a longer topic to talk about. So if you have a question, ask. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to that you stayed and you watched both episodes and you kind of found out what I had to deal with. And the biggest scare in this whole story for me was, first of all, moving from one state to another. Texas, I didn't know anybody except one friend that lived here. I started a business after being an employee all of my life. The business been running for over 5 years now. And then bringing my kids with me, I had to provide an income and everything, just there was so much money being spent, especially for the first 2 years, but not as much money coming in. So it was very, very stressful situation. If you don't have a lot of savings, you can always take a personal loan to a certain degree and try to start something like that as well. Most people won't have to move from state to state like I did. That will save you a lot of costs. But if you want to make that move and start a business, a physical one, you can. But the thing is, if you like what you do or you have a job or whatever, and you want to start YouTube, you can do that. There's no money that you have to invest to start a YouTube channel. It's just time. Whatever time you spend on watching shows or whatever, you can start a YouTube channel and do that instead. So, like I said, any questions, anything, ask me. I'll try to respond. And again, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you share this with people. I hope you subscribe to the channel, you like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Probably talking about this or a different topic. All experiences from my life, just sharing what's going on with me after 40, how I'm trying to succeed, grow, and all that stuff. So thank you again. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.